Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. My name is Chia from DevOps Easy Learning, and today we'll be going through Terraform function, right? How to use function, try function in Terraform. If you click on this Terraform icon here, it's going to take me to the GitHub repository where I have some sample code that I will be using. This is a public GitHub. You can go ahead and clone it, right? And I'll also make sure that I put the link to this GitHub repository in the description of this video, so that if you want to go ahead and follow exactly what I will be doing here, you can go ahead and do so without any issue. I basically cloned this code already, and I have it in my local, and I will just move to the root of this repository and open this in VS Code. This is a root, and let me move to a specific folder that we'll be using here, and I'll type code here to open this one in VS Code. Now, this is what we're seeing in GitHub here, and we'll have a couple of examples here. Now, how can we use a try function in Terraform? With a try function, it kind of looks something a little bit similar to a lookup function, right? Where we can kind of go ahead also and define the default value that we want if the user did not specify something. For instance, let's say I have this Terraform block here, and here I have the provider. Here, basically, we define the instance parameter, and there I have a map of string, and here I have another variable here called tag. Now, here, resource AWS underscore instance, we want to create a VM. And how are we going to get element here in the map using a try function? We say here try var.instance param, and we're trying to get the AMI ID. If we try this and the AMI ID, which is going to be this one, is not set, please go ahead and use this value. Same thing apply for the instance type. If we try that, we don't find the instance type, we use the T2 micro. And if we try the key name is not set, we use this. If we try the security group is not set, we go ahead and use this security group, right? If we try the VPC security group ID and the subnet ID, if the subnet ID is not set, we use this one as a default. That means you try to do something. If it doesn't find it, it used one as default. And if you find that this was set, it will go ahead and use it. But in case it wasn't set, it use something else, which behave a little bit with like a lookup function also, right? And the size, it is the same thing. And I will not go ahead and kind of deploy this, right? Also, we have a couple of examples that we use a try, and if it's not set, we can go ahead and kind of set that as null. Now, this, if you want to set it as null, that means you make sure that it's not really set. It is not like a lookup function where you can say key name, you put null here, VPC security group, you pull null. If you don't want to set, let's say if it wasn't defined and you are using the try function, you say null. You should make sure that this portion does not really exist. It should be commented out, or the user did not even define it. With try function, if you're trying to put none here and say, hey, if it's not defined, put none, it's not going to work. And I will trigger this example to prove to you guys that it is not going to work. Let me go to example 2 and do something. I'm going to cd to example 02 ls, and I will type Terraform init, and it will go ahead and initialize this. And when this is done, I will type the plan, and we are going to see. Let me type Terraform plan. As you can see, it's working without any issue. But let's say I want to define this and say null. As you can see, all this, put those as null, and trying to run as you have null here, if it's not defined. That means if the key name is not defined, go ahead and put it as null. And also, if the security is not, if this one also is not defined, go ahead and put it as null. If you are just uncomment that and try Terraform plan again, as you guys can see, we start running into some issue here, right? And if this we're using a lookup function can allow us to do that. And with the try function, you should make sure that this one does not even exist before you can put default value as empty or default value as null. Be very careful. And if you want to understand how to use the lookup function, we also have a video in our playlist that you can just go ahead, check our playlist, and we'll have a video in our playlist that explain exactly how to use a lookup function. And here we are just using a complex data structure, which is an object variable. And with this object variable, we define a VM configuration here. And here we are also trying to access element here using the try function. As you guys can see, var.instance underscore param. We need the AMI. If the AMI is not there, use this as a default. And also when using the complex data structure now, this allow you to set stuff as null and also empty. But if you're using just this variable map of string, it will not allow you because this is not a complex data structure. But here, the complex data structure, if it will allow you to do that using the try function. And we can get this if it's not set, we can go ahead and set null. As you guys can see, you cannot deploy this because if you want to create an EC2 instance, this is required, which means you should provide a key name. It's not really required because you might launch something that you don't want to log in, right? And if you trigger this resource, you guys will see that it will go ahead and create this resource without any issue. I don't think that I'm going to have any issue. And with that being said, let me cd here. Let me stay cd dot and go back to the folder ls, and I will cd to example. This will be 03 here and ls, and I would have Terraform init here to initialize this. And go ahead, tap the plan and see if we can go ahead and apply this. Good. Let me tap Terraform apply. Apply. And all the, let me hit yes. And all the values that I have here, like all these values here are just some default value. I hard code this and basically just hard coded this, right? This is coming from US East 1, North Virginia in my account, and I want to use the T2 micro. You can see here, a key name is not provided. We basically hit none, but in case we have that key name, in case we can set it here, we can set a default value or we can set it as null. It's based on what we want to do and based on the scenario. As you guys can see, the EC2 is getting created. It will not have any key name because the key name was not set, and also it will not have, it will go ahead and use a default subnet. I mean, it will create a VPC security group and attach on that, and that one will just open port 22, and it's going to pick one subnet within my default VPC and use that to create this EC2 instance. And if you hook over to AWS, we are going to see here that if you check the dashboard here, I have one VM here called VM. If you click on that, we are going to kind of check here. If we check, it doesn't have any key, but if we go to security, we are going to see that it basically create a new security group ID and call that a default security group, right? And it can go ahead and launch some stuff here. And let me see, do we provide a any default security group? Because I'm seeing that yes, the VPC security group ID, we say empty, and it looks like it basically created one, but I was thinking that it's going to use, this is a little bit weird. Why is open a lot of port? Outbound, it open this, and inbound, it basically open 8080 and also open all traffic. Wow. And what is the security group name? I want to investigate a little bit. The security group is called default, but it open a lot of port as expected, which is not good. And that is why you should always create your own security group and you attach to your own specific instance, right? I will go ahead and destroy this as I am not using. I'll go ahead here and type Terraform destroy and shut it down. And always make sure that you clean up the resource at the end if you are not using that. And That's it for Terraform try function. The goal here was kind of just to really understand how to use the try function. That will also work same as element function, and we can also even use the complex data structure, which is just object variable, right? And please, if you like this video, let me know in the comment. Let me know in the comment below. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. Please also go ahead and follow us on social media, such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so on. Thank you. Bye-bye.